You've probably heard it, maybe shouted on a campus lawn or scribbled on a protest sign. Israel is a white settler colonial state. Sounds powerful, right? It's also completely false, and honestly, insulting to history, language, and basic logic. Shalom, I'm Igal, your host, and this is Middle East in less than 5 minutes. Today, we are taking apart one of the most fashionable lies of our times. The idea that the Jews, the indigenous people of Israel, are somehow European colonizers. What a colony actually is. Let's start simple. What is a colony? A colony is land seized by a foreign power that sends its own people to occupy and rule it. Spain did that to Mexico. Britain did that to India and Africa. That's colonization. A state sending settlers to control someone else's land. Now tell me, what foreign power sends the Jews to Israel? There was none. The Zionist movement wasn't an empire. It was a people trying to go home. Zion, that's not a slogan. It's a biblical name for Jerusalem and the land of Israel. The same Zion sung about in Psalms, prayed for 2,000 years, and mentioned in every Jewish wedding, every Passover, every Yom Kippur service. The first modern Jewish settlers didn't arrive under British or European flags. They came under Ottoman occupation, long before the British Mandate ever existed. They bought barren land, drained swamps, and built farms. No empire funded them. No military conquered for them. They came home on foot, by ship, by will. What history actually says. And let's talk about who recognized the truth. In 1919, Emir Faisal, leader of the Arab Revolt and one of the founders of modern Arab nationalism, wrote a letter to Chaim Weizmann. He said, "The Arabs look with deepest sympathy on the Zionist movement. We will wish the Jews a hearty welcome home. Our two movements complete one another. The Jewish movement is nationalist, not imperialist. That's not Zionist propaganda. That's an Arab prince, in his own words." Meanwhile, the British, the actual colonial power, restricted Jewish immigration. They limited how many Jews could enter the ancestral homeland, even during the Holocaust. And after Israel declared independence, nearly 1 million Jews were expelled from Arab lands, stripped of property, forced to flee to Israel with nothing but a suitcase. Tell me again, who's the colonizer here? Archaeology, too, laughs at this claim. Across Israel, and yes, in Gaza, Judea, and Samaria, the soil is layered with Jewish history. Synagogues, coins, cities, Hebrew and Aramaic inscriptions. The same Hebrew language of the Torah, written 3,000 years ago, is spoken on Israel street today. Show me another colonial language that old. The demographic lie. And then there's the racial absurdity. White settler colonialism. There are two problems with that. First, most Jews aren't white. 2/3 of Israelis come from the Middle East, Africa, or Asia. Jews from Iraq, Morocco, Yemen, Ethiopia, Iran, Tunisia. Only about 33% have European roots. Second, 21% of Israel's citizens are Arabs. Muslims, Christians, Druze, with full rights, voting power, Arabic on every street sign, and Arab parties sitting in the Knesset. Colonizers don't share power with the people they are accused of oppressing. They don't withdraw from land captured in war. But Israel did, twice. From Gaza, completely, in 2005, and from roughly 40% of the West Bank under Oslo. In fact, Israel offered over 90% of the West Bank for peace, and was rejected every single time. Find me another colonial power in history that fought a defensive war, won, and then handed the land back. Not once, but twice. calling Israel a white settler colonial state isn't just wrong, it's projection. It's the West trying to dump its own colonial guilt onto the only indigenous people who actually returned home. The Jews didn't colonize Israel. They survived exile, persecution, pogroms, Holocaust, and came back to the only land where they were never strangers. That's not colonialism. That's homecoming. I'm Igal, your host, and that's Middle East in less than 5 minutes. If you learned something new today, follow the podcast and share it because facts deserve to travel as far as lies do. Until the next time, Shalom.